Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry once again, I have not been posting much, allotment videos. Once again, I have not been very well. After my flu, I ended up getting like an eye infection, so that had me down for about 2 weeks, guys, I have to say. Alright, but now I'm back. I just thought let me just show you guys the progress at least of where I am at the moment. And then we can take it back, carrying on doing our sowing and our planting and our transplanting, guys. And then as well, I'm pretty sure you'd like to follow the progress of the things that have grown from seeds and see where they are. I direct sowed most of these things from the beginning if you watch the videos, guys. All right, so here, and then if you remember that I put the peas down quite thick at the bottom of this, even though I believe there's an animal or some sort kind of lying down on this side here killing off some of the plants, so it's made it this side thick and this side a little bit more thinner. As you can see, this one is dying, but it's literally, you can see there's a space here as well. So there must be an animal, a fox, a cat or something, lying there. But like I said, guys, we have to work with nature. If you come a bit closer, you can see we already got some peas coming along. Right, there's some pods right here. We still got some more flowers. So hopefully, we'll have more peas coming, And then as we're moving down, remember the cabbages, the red cabbages that I had put down. And next to them, I did try to grow some white cabbages, but they didn't do as well. So I may be, transplanting some more along here at some point, I haven't been here to kind of do 100% maintaining, guys. So as you can see, there may be weeds on the beds and stuff like that, but I will, come back and do what I got to do, guys. Yeah, so as you can see, the red cabbages, they're doing, they're doing well at the moment, Let's just hope we get a nice, cabbage head from them and we can enjoy that. So along here also I put some pumpkins. These are like Big Max pumpkins, and I got some silver moon ones as well. So hopefully we'll get some squash at some point. Here I've got a chard plant growing. You can call it, well, I call it large leaf spinach, but it's a chard. Over here was where I had my potatoes. As you know, potatoes for me never do vigorously. When I watch other channels grow potatoes, I just see green stems running everywhere. But for me, they just seem to be little stumps, and let's see. Hopefully we'll get some potatoes, guys. As we jumped over the other side, I like to show you guys the good and the bad of everything. So here I had the runner beans. I'm not having very good luck with my runner beans at the moment. So once again, I don't know, bugs, when it rains, some slugs and stuff comes and eat them. But I will try to resow some more and see if we can catch up with them. Alright, guys, so these are the carrots. As you can see, they're doing really well. This was the one I did on the video where I thinned out this side, and I said I'm gonna leave the next sides for a little bit longer before I start to thin them, just to see if that makes a difference, what I mean? Because we've got 3 rows. This will be 1 row, here's another row, and there's a 3rd row. Alright, so if we come further down again, just showing you guys, the progress, of how the things are growing. Even if you just grow them, say directly, if you grow them directly, just to see how they, how they turn out. So these are the turnips, right? I believe in the middle here was the snowballs, on the side was the globes. Well, the snowball seems to have done really well. The globes didn't take off as vigorously as I would have liked them to do, Alright, so here we got our onions. Now these onions here, I grew them from seeds, came over here, transplanted them, and yeah, they were very little skinny, slim little, like onion slits, should I say. But now, they seem to be doing well, guys. They're growing. We just have to give a little bit of water in because, it looks a bit dry at the moment. But apart from that, they're doing really well. So if we move over to the next to them, we got the ones that was grown from bulbs. These guys are called the turbo onions. Like the first year when I grew them, the leaves didn't grow as straight as that. Like I said, they grew all funny, all mangly. And I was a little bit worried. Though in the end, they gave me a nice crop of onions. But I had to try it again, right? So now you can see they're growing really well. They're growing strong. Some of them are already even starting to form bulbs. You get me? All right. In the middle here, I've got a bunch of celery plants that I need to transplant. So I need to find somewhere. I'm not going to grow every single one of them, but I will be transplanting some of them, and I'll be keeping skipping them because I like celery, and as you know, celery juice, very healthy for you guys. Alright, so these are the broad beans. I grew these broad beans once again from seeds. But guys, yeah, the black flies this year, yeah, this year they're doing a job on them, guys. They're very, you know, they're attacking them very hard, should I say. Normally I get the ladybugs and, you know, nature comes and, you know, takes its course. But I think these guys are getting a little bit of a battering. But yeah, let's just see how they go, guys. Let's just see how they go, you know. Alright, along here I did put some okra seeds. As you can see, here's one coming out here, but I don't, right here. But I don't really have much luck with okras, guys, and I'm not really expecting a lot. I may even try to basically grow some indoors, like I've always done, and try to transplant them before the root system maybe get a little bit too much, because apparently they don't like to be transplanted. But I'm trying all different ways, guys. So at the moment, no okras, guys. All right. This is my, you know, this was my last spinach plant, my last chard plant. It's now gone into incredible, you know, seed finesse. But I will be cutting this down, guys. I don't need all these seeds. You know what I mean? You know, so I'll be cutting it down. As we come over now, these spring onions here, right? They've been there for a while. They've been there since last year. But what I was thinking was, I remembered I grew a patch of onion. If you watch my onion video from last year, there were like a big bulb in there, and I knew that it was from a spring onion. So I thought, you know what, yeah, I'm not in a rush for the spring onions. As I need, I can take 1 or 2 as I need them. But let me leave and see if I can replicate the bulb. So as you can see, you know, it's almost like the spring onion has become an onion, guys. You know, literally, yeah. So they grow bulbs. So that's why in the end I didn't pull them up. I thought, you know what, just let me leave them and see if I can get some onions from them. They, you know, taste very much like spring onions, so to speak. And I have got a portion of spring onions there. If you remember that I transplanted some in here. So yeah, so I'm not, you know, I'm not running out of spring onion, should I say, guys. Yeah, so I have to say, guys, my lettuce section, once again, because of my illness and so on and so forth, I have kind of neglected a little, guys. So I haven't come along and picked any of my spinach. As you can see, these guys are now bolting and getting ready to go into flower. But initially you could see we would have had some nice, you know, nice lettuce, spinach leaves. You know, this is a nice size, and most of them are big like that. So what I'll probably do is maybe wait for this, you know, wait for another couple of months or a month or so before I do some more sowing, as it gets a little bit cooler, because I believe it's just a little bit too hot for them. If I do grow some, it won't be a lot. It'll just be a few, just to see how they go. It's the same story again, guys, with the lettuce. But as you can see, we got a nice lettuce head here, right? This, I was meant to be picking them from the edge, from the side, and allow the middle to grow, and then you get like a perpetual, you know, harvest. But once again, just haven't had the time, and that's the situation we're in here. I got to tidy up the rest of the bed, and once again, I'll be putting it to use. Now, one thing that I keep missing sometimes is the berry. If you remember the tree, the plum tree, as you can see, guys, we got plums on here, you know. Or if you look at this branch here, it's almost like it's got, you know, a chain of plums. So I'm just waiting for it to do its thing. You know, like I said, I didn't get a lot last year. Don't look like I'll be getting an incredible amount this year either, guys. But, you know, we'll take what we get, you know. All right, so on this side here is going to be where my tomatoes are going to be growing, guys. I was going to be putting some cucumbers here, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to, you know, put them somewhere else. I've decided just to put tomatoes along this bed. So I've got them all different sizes. This one, the top had broken off, but I thought, you know what, I have it. Let's see what happens. It may grow, you know, a little sucker to make a main stem eventually. This is these are the ones I've got here. So these are a mixture of money makers, plum tomatoes. This one here is one I actually grew from seeds from a packet. Kind of forgot the name. I will see if I can put up the name up for you guys. All right, this is a Tigerella one. It's going to be needing a stake. And next to them, I did try to put some basil plants, but once again, you just have to see how they get on, guys. I'm not guaranteed sure that they will take us. For me, I find basil very hard to transplant when I do transplant them. But yeah, so as you can see, we got a row of tomatoes. So once our tomatoes are good, guys, you know, we'll be in the tomato, as they say, or in the sauce. Right, so alongside them is, remember I did grow the beetroot, and I did try to grow them like I was growing them in cells. I did put a few, in each of the holes, and as you can see, this is the result we get. Eventually they will grow. The bigger one will push away from the smaller ones. You'll be able to pick it, twist it out, and then let the rest grow, guys. So it's a bit of a perpetual kind of grow. So once again, this guy here, I don't know what to say, if he will make it, if he will not, but he's a pepper plant growing here. I just randomly put it down. I said, you know what, let me see what may happen. Also, we got a little baby courgette plant here, which I also grew directly. I didn't make a video of it, but this is like the green machine, which I call mean machine, because when this guy starts to give you courgettes, God, you have to keep up, Here I've just put some for seeds. These are turbos that I'm hoping to replicate, because guys, as you know, seeds getting more and more expensive as time go by. So as we move on to the next bed, guys, like I said, I'm just trying to show you the progress. You could almost say it's a tour. You could almost say it's our June tour, but I just more want to show you, the stage that my plants are, from when I grew them. If you've been watching the videos, at least you can see what they look at now and what stage they're at now, and the good and the bad, along the way, guys. All right, so here we have the potatoes. These are Charlotte potatoes, guys. They don't grow very tall, as in big bushy to potato, and they're a determined potato. They grow very close to the surface. Right, so initially I just put them down, the shovel, the length of the shovel, covered it up, and then that's what I've done so far. I haven't seen any need for me to come along and do a bit of a mounting up or covering any potatoes that's up to near to the surface. But guys, I'm pretty sure we got potatoes under here. This part here, reason why it's like that, I did have the two beetroot plants here flowering, and I think it did take most of the sun, in the early stage of them vegging, so they didn't really do as well. Down here is very lush, right? Down here, I presume the compost bin and everything is here. Maybe here stays a little bit more moist when the rain falls, who knows? But as you can see from height, this front up here is a lot more higher than down there, guys, and I have to say, once again, guys, like to show you the good and the bad, my experience and what I'm having. So this is my corn bed. This year, I can't say that, I'm really excited about the corns, guys. I can't. But, man's like me, I'm grateful, whatever that I may get in the end, because, we're all just trying to grow it for food, and, we're trying to learn, and, that's what we're doing as we're getting there. So the corn, this is how it looks like. We have got some trees, guys. We have got some corn, but normally it's a little bit more vigorous, a little bit more uniform. Some of them came, some of them didn't. We got gaps, So yeah, so like I said, lesson learned. Next time I believe I'll just do what I do, sow them from indoors, allow them to grow, and to a certain length where they're strong enough, and then I'll come and I'll transplant them outside, because I haven't had much trouble doing it that way in the past. The first time I thought, let me try direct sowing it, guys, and as you can see, that's the result of direct sowing. Right, guys, so basically, and lastly, this is just some random potatoes that I had here. These guys were actually volunteers that were starting to grow, and I thought, at the time I don't need the space, and they may give me food in the end, which is what it's looking like it's doing. So if we move over to the other side, guys, I like to show you guys, like I said, the good and the bad. Yeah, so if you remember that I did an additional sowing of the shallots, yeah, so this is like a month later from the ones that we just saw a while ago, and they will be obviously harvest a month after that. But yeah, we're coming along. So this was meant to be my strawberry beds, guys. It does not look like much of a strawberry bed at the moment because it's just full of weeds, right? But initially I didn't cover this with cardboard. I just basically just pulled all the the wood chip the loose wood chip that was on top of the surface, and kind of like I made a bed out of it. So all the weeds, all the vine weeds, all of this was still basically in the ground. So at some point I may have to just maybe pull up the strawberries, put a bit of cardboard over it, and then a small layer of compost just to suppress the weeds that's there, and then maybe put the strawberries on top of that. I'm not sure, we'll have to see, but somehow, somewhere we will defeat the weeds, guys. So guys, I'm really hoping that this was that kind of brings you up to date, what I'm doing at the allotment. unfortunately, due to, you know, I would say illnesses or injuries, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Due to illnesses and injuries, guys, you know, I'm a little bit behind, you know, but God knows we're going to keep going, we're going to keep plugging. And, you know, the season is still, you know, we still got enough time. We still got enough time in the season. So I'm hoping to get back on the sowing, you know, back onto some transplanting, because I still have to do broccoli. I still have to do some cauliflowers. You know, some Romeo Resco cauliflowers, guys. So, you know, we still got that to come, you know, to put in there. And on that, I'd like to say, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's live well, and together we grow, guys.